All right, so this next one is water-based quench tanks. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about this story too.
This is exciting because we went from a 55-gallon drum, and now we're noticing that the requests coming in are for 275-gallon totes. And what happens is anytime you're quenching a certain metal, in this case it was for a government contractor, and that metal comes out, it's piping hot, like you see to the right there. And then once it hits its certain ASTM strength or grade, where they're like, okay, we finally got the metal to the hardness that we want, they dip it into a quench tank. And what happens is when they dip it into the quench tank, it's just a certain type of water, basically just water, in the tank with a heating element because it can't be cold. It's got to be at the right temperature. So as it goes in, a bunch of steam comes out, makes a cool noise. It's a really cool end user call to go see. But on that end, it solidifies and hardens the steel, almost like your cartoons back in the day with the blacksmith hitting the sword and then dipping it in water when it's hot. So it
Mhm.
solidifies the strength of the steel, making it so it meets its regulations and can be used going forward. Now, the problem comes from when these tanks, these water tanks or these quench tanks, get this steel at this hot level dropped in, all these minerals fall off that steel, which is necessary to harden the steel, but then they stick to the inside of the tank and they build up scale or calcium carbonate. Same thing if we go back to the shower head, but a lot thicker. And then what ends up happening is those tanks can't reach the desired temperature for the quenching to be effective. If that's the case, then you don't meet the spec, the line shuts down, you have to go in and try to scrub it. So in this case, the customer actually had to get away from what they were using because the government stepped in saying that's too potent of an acid. It's not healthy for your employees. We can't sell it in these large sizes anymore. So they reached out, talked to Granger, talked to us. We told them about our product being environmentally safe, biodegradable. By the way, we're a small business, so that helps for reaching some of their goals as well. And they pour about a 275-gallon tote in every month, let it sit over the weekend, come back, it's dissolved. And then my favorite part, they checked with local and state government regulations and they pour it down the drain, saving an additional $300 to $400 in cost of disposal. So huge cost savings in just terms of disposal, time, and safety. And it's always good when you get a call from an EHS manager saying, I got to leave what I have here because it's not safe for my employees. And safety, I think, is the most important when it comes to selling these chemicals.
Yeah, that's a great point that I didn't even think about emphasizing is the safety aspect of using CLR Pro products
Yep.
compared to some other cleaning agents out there. So excellent point to bring up.